Yo, dudes, what's up? Aw, shit, it's the wrong unit again. God damn it. Fuck, every time, man. Ugh, so many videos tonight. Okay, let's get this ready. Alright. Yeah, he's looking over his glasses like a douchebag, kind of. That ought to do it. Oh, sorry. Hello everyone, welcome to another unit review with me, Umber Rays, and today we're going to be looking at Seaside Nichol, and I really can't do this. This is just tickling my damn nose. Alright, this is how you wear glasses if you're going to wear glasses. So, let's talk about Seaside Nichol. As far as I'm concerned, the 5-star prize at the from this most recent banner on Global. It's a remastered version. Clicked the wrong thing, but I'm happy about it. Anyway, Seaside Nichol ended up being quite the unit. As a matter of fact, I've had a lot of complaints over a while about basically regular Nichol. I found his 7-star kit kind of weird. Giving him magic spells, I get it. You can do some magic chaining with him, but that's really not a lot of the times what a buffer should be doing, or in the fights it becomes hectic enough that you really don't have that kind of freedom to do it. So Seaside Nichol was always a bit of a question mark for me in the sense of being like, regular CG Nichol was kind of just this question mark of being, really? Why? With that being said, now it is time that Seaside Nichol was coming around, and I gotta say, I'm actually a bigger fan of Seaside Nichol than I am of CG Nichol. Oof, gonna have to explain that one. First of all, Tropical Delight, a staff, 24 attack, 125 magic, 30% MP, and auto refresh is just, you know, a pretty damn amazing thing. 5% extra MP recovery per turn on a staff, too, is really nice, either for Trance Terra, who just burns through MP like it's frickin' free, or in the future, potentially Ellie or Ultima. This is just a nice thing to have even multiple of. If A-Hole Laswell is a unit that I recommend for getting his, essentially, you know, his TMR for being okay, this is the TMR that I actually recommend is really quite amazing. Because even on the JP side right now, 125 rods are pretty damn good. So, in terms of magic. So yeah, Tropical Delight gets a big frickin' thumbs up for multiple even. Summer Trunks, 24 defense, 70 magic, 24 spirit, and 50% water resistance. The water resistance is beautiful, but that 70 magic is really strong. Looking at some of the strongest rogues on the JP side, CG Sakura's is better at 77 magic, but 70 magic is nothing to be disappointed in. It is regular clothes, so some units may not be able to equip it in the mage category in the future, but you know what, 70 magic, really good. I would definitely not be sad to get my hands on either this guy's TMR or Super TMR. And oh yeah, he also has Adventurous Heart on it, which increases HP and MP by 20% and a limit burst fill rate of 50% too. Just generally pretty damn strong in terms of a Super TMR and a TMR. Even maybe good enough to end up on someone's Super TMR list. Now, as it turns out, this guy's stats ended up being not quite as strong as I thought they would be. He has a fair amount of MP and HP, which is good, okay defense, a pretty damn strong spirit, 194, 196 for magic, which is pretty damn good too, but only being able to put 50 into each means that he's not going to be quite as strong as I hoped he would be, and there's something else I need to talk about in his kit too. But before we do that, let's talk about his Limit Burst, because Limit Burst was always a big thing of CG Nichol, and now that we have a new version of him, well, except the CG thing, it's Fair to ask what his limit burst is. The 7-star version of Keep Calm and Stay Cool, 30 crystals, maxed out, grant a 3000 HP barrier for 3 turns to all allies. I'm not big crazy on these ever, mainly because they can be dispelled and some enemies and trials in the future do use Dispel, so it's not as valuable as you think it is. Increase ice and water resistance of 100% for 3 turns to all allies. This is just strong, especially considering some of the ice and water challenges that will come in the future. This is a very good addition. But the interesting thing is that it only increases defense and spirit by 170% for 3 turns to all allies. This is worth noting because Uraisha in the future, her maxed out limit burst will just give 170%, and basically this kind of bonuses to your entire team, but 170% for all stats. This very much paints Nichol into a position that I was kind of wondering about. He is more defense and spirit orientated. This is not a bad thing, but it is a thing that I question whether how good of a support unit he will be in the future for this. It also should be noted he does have Flood 2, which is a popular water chaining family in that there aren't too many people who still use this, but hey, it's still pretty good. Excuse me. Ugh, supper was so good tonight. But let's talk about his abilities. He has some, extra MP, some natural MP regeneration, water, extra spirit, extra magic. But the big thing in his kit is Calm Awareness. Now this I always take note when it pops up in somebody's kit. Calm Awareness automatically casts at the beginning of battle and basically immunes him to Charm. Again, it is pretty valuable to have units that are just immune to these nasty status effects like Stop or Charm, whether in Arena or in just a trial. Speaking of which, Arena in the future, this is going to be very, very good, seeing that Seaside Nichol, I get it, it's like Seaside, it's almost like CG. That's why I'm getting confused. Anyway, having that immunity to Charm in the future is a useful thing because since Seaside Nichol does have some really good chaining abilities, he could potentially be a absolutely wonderful option for certain weeks in Arena. And just being immune to Charm is great. It's absolutely great. I love it. Now, TMR equipped, which is TMR is fantastic, so it doesn't matter. Extra Esper stats, survivability, and resistance to silence, even though you'll probably just run something on him to give him full status immunity. More magic, and increased magic when either true dual handing, although I don't think this is classified as true dual hand. An extra 50% when dual wielding. Magic plus 30%, MP plus 20%. Now, this really makes a picture to me that Seaside Nichol is going to probably hit the 300 magic cap pretty easily. I mean, if you look at what he has natively in his kit, you're looking at, let's say you go the dual wield route because it's probably stronger, looking at 80% plus, an extra 30, 110, and then already 160% just in his kit alone. Won't be hard for this guy to hit the max, meaning that his max stat of 196 plus an extra 50 points is what's really going to limit his magic damage. And again, CG Sakura, Ellie and Ultima are all in the future with considerably higher magic stats. Thankfully, this guy doesn't only need to rely on doing damage, although damage is a notable thing in this guy's kit. So let's talk about that really quickly. First of all, I think we should note that he is able to dual cast either his Lifeguard or his... wait, where are they? His Lifeguard or his Diver abilities in a turn, meaning he can either use 2 of either one. And this is pretty good because his Diver abilities and his Lifeguard abilities are some of his better stuff. I mean, he has things that, buff enemies, or buff allies, sorry, with his Lifeguard abilities also being able to heal HP or MP, 40 MP to all allies in a turn, not bad. Dual casting magic, he has Sunblock, which mitigates damage taken for 40% for 3 turn to 1 ally, increase defense and remove defense break, or do pretty much the same thing with Spirit and Sun in his ability of Sunscreen. Lifeguard, Sunproof, and Waterproof, though, are 2 of the abilities that came to kind of a good attention, but not top tier. Fire and Light resistance of 70% for 3 turns to all allies, or Ice and Water resistance 70% for 3 turns to all allies. In the future, Elemental resistance becomes incredibly important, so a buffer support unit that can give you Elemental resistance, oh my god, is it always a beautiful thing, and that's why I have to recommend it. Also, snap out of it, considering that this guy is charm resistant, he can remove charm from all enemies in a single turn, is great. With that being said though, it is not considered a lifeguard nor a diver ability, so he will use up an entire turn casting this. Still, for considering that Global has not gotten the wonderful version, 5-star version of Santa Rosalia, having another unit that can remove charm and is charm immune is really good. Put this on a team with Ayaka or Aerith, and charm or stop will no longer be bothering you. He has a limit burst fill rate, and other than that, let's get into some of the other abilities that I think are really important for him. Now, first of all is Splash, and oh, I just realized that Diver got cut off for some reason. Anyway, not important. Splash is important though. In his 7-star, Splash adds the water element to a physical attack for 3 turns to 1 ally. Something that the JP side has kind of been wanting, especially Satan users. Again, for those who don't know, Satan is a unit from Xenogears who is incredibly powerful on the JP side, and many of my Twitch chatters will constantly remind me. Giving the water element to a potential other chainer to chain with Satan is fan-frickin-tastic. So this ability is definitely something that you should not overlook. Maybe it won't be super useful right now. It could definitely be used to help chain with A-Hole Laswell, but I have to admit this does have potential uses in the future, either with Jet, or even right now with Tidus, or with A-Hole Laswell, or Satan in the future, and that was a mixed up way of saying it, but there you go. On his 3-turn cooldown, available on turn 1, steal all stat and imperil breaks from all allies except caster, grant an HP berry of 2000 to the caster. This I think is just okay. I don't think it's really that super, but it is something that's kind of cool because Lifeguard Revitalizer will remove all debuffs from the caster, so he can take everything and then remove it, but it does take 2 turns. Now his 2 diver abilities here, Regulation and Submersion, chains either with Flood or Freeze. Ice or water damage gives him some nice little chaining families that he can use in just basically in arena or just doing damage. With a higher magic stat now, it does feel like he will be a little more useful if you're trying to use him for damage as well as support. And his last one that was cut off was on 6-turn cooldown, available turn 6. Remove all debuffs from all allies, give limit burst of 4 to 6 to all allies, and grant an HP berry of 2000 for 3 turns to all allies. Pretty damn good. I have to say that Seaside Nichol is easily the most impressive thing on this banner. I'm not as much of a fan of the new Laswell. The new Laswell's kit is a little bit confused, where this feels very much like it has a direction to it. It's a very strong amount of types of magic chaining that he does have, and he does have more what feels like a better magic setup to take advantage of it. Now, while that is being said, part of the problem with this guy is that, you know, if you do essentially have to kind of lose a little bit of survivability, he doesn't have as much passives for HP, MP, as well as Spirit or Defense, meaning that this guy could be a little tiny bit more of a glass cannon. Obviously, probably not as much as Shantoto's second form, but it's still a bit of a concern. What does help alleviate, that's the word I was looking for, what does help to alleviate some of the stress about all of this is that a lot of his abilities that are support related are more focused on keeping the party alive. And that makes him kind of this great little unique magic damage dealer / support unit that has double casting of all of his abilities, but not much flexibility between them. If you look at someone like Aerith on the JP side, she has the quite an amount of flexibility in all of the abilities that she can use in a single turn. This guy, you need to choose whether it's from the class of Magic, Lifeguard, Diver, or the ones that he can't double cast, such as Single Consumption, Summer Fiesta, or removing Charm. But just the fact that he can remove Charm and is Charm immune is incredibly valuable, especially for people who are looking to use Mercenary Ramza as a tank in the future, seeing that you will not need Seghart who can essentially take the Charm bullet, so to speak. So Seaside Nichol, I would say, is the full package if you are looking for a buffer and debuffer. For those who don't get him, I've heard that he is not a limited time unit, so you probably should be okay. But here's the thing. If you don't get this guy, Uraisha is on the future, and she is a better support unit than this guy is. Uraisha isn't quite... no, she's not as good as a magic damage dealer, for sure. And I would say that if you don't get this guy, it's okay. Uraisha is coming in the future. And as the music ends, I have to say, though, amazing TMR, Super TMR, and kit. If you get the chance, definitely pick this guy up. He's not just a pair of glasses now. He's now a pasty white body in the sun, too. So thank you very much for watching. See you all next time.